Hey everyone, hope everyone's doing great this evening. It's a beautiful day out. So we're going to talk about mint. We're going to talk about a bunch of different mints. And I'm going to talk about a few things first before I show you some of this amazing chocolate mint. You can see it all around. I had cut a lot of it back. I had so much of it and I dried it in my dehydrator. Because mint has many uses, and we have so many different types of mints. There's over 600 types, but the Lamianki family have over 7,000 species. We're not going to talk about all those today. We're just going to talk about some of them that I have in my gardens here. And they will take over, so if you're going to plant them, make sure you trim them back or confine them into one little spot where you're going to be able to not mix them together, because they have vines in the ground where they'll just continue to grow and grow and grow. So peppermint is one of the strongest tastings and smelling mints in the family that I know of. And we have the wild mint, spearmint, and I've seen wild mint once or twice, I believe, on our walk, and it was like the most amazing tasting mint ever. We have catnip, chocolate mint. This is the chocolate mint right here that you're looking at. We have lemon balm, which I do have in my gardens. Believe it or not, basil is in the mint family. And we have pennyroyal. I want to be careful with pennyroyal because it can cause abortions. It can cause cramping and miscarriages. So that's one that you want to be careful with. That's actually what they used in the day to cause women to miscarry, or if there was a baby with something wrong with it, they would, have them drink the tea and they would abort. The baby would just abort itself. Sometimes it's sad, There's ginger mint, horse mint, orange mint, wild mint. There's all kinds of mints. Lavender's in the mint family. Sage is in the mint family. Horehound, thyme, red dead nettles. Your rosemary's in the mint family. Bee balm, which is horse mint. It's called oregano. All your mints help with digestion, fevers, brain fog, and enhances the memory. It boosts the immune system. It's great for morning sickness, nausea, allergies, colds, IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, anxiety, stress. It contains antioxidants. It's anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, antiviral, antispasmodic, again for asthma. So we're going to talk just a few minutes on viruses and bacteria. Herbs do not kill viruses. They neutralize the toxins in the body, and it gives more oxygen to the cells for repair. Bacteria is mostly, the culprit when too much exposure to bacteria, which we are all, a bacterial creature. We have to dump it, or it creates a worse symptom like cancers and tumors. So I always say be grateful for that crappy flu or a cold, because it's your friend, and what it's doing is basically cleaning out your junk so you can survive another year. This is chocolate mint. All your mints have these little square stems. When you feel it, it's like a box. So almost all your mints in the mint families will have those. So the most toxic substance we have are heavy metals, which mercury being the worst. Mercury will hold all other metals hostage, making it possible to remove any other metal naturally. So there are a bunch of videos on Boyd Haley, his videos on mercury toxicity. So if you can remove all your mercury fillings, that will help you to remove all your other metals. So I just wanted to tell you that real quick. Fevers are burning off your infections. Remember that. Your bacterial infections, because a virus is a symptom of a bacterial overload. So when you have a fever, your body, there's a huge load of toxins. So basically just leave a fever alone unless it gets too high. So it's doing its job. And if a fever is too high, you can also, here we are with the tea, and that's why I'm telling you this. Mints help with fevers, catnip, I've used catnip before on my boys, on their feet, up and down their spine. You can rub it on the forehead for fevers. It definitely brings the fever down. We don't really want to stop a fever, we just want to make the person comfortable. Peppermint tea will do the same thing. It'll lower the fever to make someone feel a lot better while they're going through their detox. But the process will take longer because the bacteria, needs to burn off and go away because there's an overabundance. So again, if you don't know how an extract, you can always just take these guys, and I've dried a whole bunch of it. I have about a half a pound so far dried with just the chocolate mint tea. Usually the fever in kids usually break between 24 and 48 hours, then the healing begins. So no foods or liquid, no sugars, what I'm trying to say, because sugars adds to the toxins. It literally lowers your immune system. Mint is excellent for this process of detox. This is why I'm talking so much about it. Sweating, remember, is a natural way the body rids itself of toxins and metals, heavy metals. So if fever makes you sweat, you got to make sure you wash your sheets and your clothing daily when you're sick. The toxins and the metals will saturate your bedding and your clothing, and can also cause rashes. And here we are again, hence blisters, chicken pox can form. The blisters are filled with toxic waste buildup, and yes, those blisters can get on others, so that's how you can spread it, your toxins. If that said person has already toxic full system, remember, overload. So this is how we spread our bacteria to others, and only if said person has a weaker immune system. Like, I come in contact with sick people all the time, and I don't catch anything from them. I'm not obviously rubbing my arms on them either. So I do, however, get sick every so often, like every 2 years, I'll get a flu, and I just have to go through it. And I just drink my teas, and, I make sure that I have enough water. I do drink the Fiji water because it does help remove heavy metals, especially aluminum. I don't eat sugar, especially sugar from beets. I do eat a lot of fruits, and I also don't eat animal foods, which is very acidic. So I'm not consuming garbage, and I have a lesser overload of toxins. But people that tell me that they never get sick really makes me cringe, because if you're not really getting sick to detox your body, because that's the body's natural defense and its way of getting rid of toxins, your body is usually incubating something even worse. Like, I want to say tumors, cancer, nodules, when the breasts get, too many lymphatic, buildup, which is just toxins in the lymph nodes. You can literally use castor oil packs, which will dissolve them. So whenever somebody has, when they're sick, and they have something like trauma or death in the family, or friends, or stress, or fear, accidents, you're moving from your home and something totally different out of the norm. It takes someone out of their comfort zone. That also can trigger the body into, a sickness, because it lowers your immune system. So here we are again with the mints, and the mints are excellent for neutralizing the bacterial toxins. Mint is almost always in toothpaste, okay? So we're gonna talk about that real quick. Why do they use mint in the toothpaste? Not because it tastes good, but because it's actually doing you good. Our mouth always has a Streptococcus salivarius, and it lives on our teeth and feeds on sugars and starches. So it also, what it does is it leads to formation of cavities. That's why you should brush your teeth. So Streptococcus salivarius, tongue-tied, say that 3 times, found in oral cavity and digestive tract, is associated with meningitis, endocarditis, and bacteremia. So the mint prevents bacterial overgrowth, gram-positive and negative bacteria. Also, it's antiviral, neutralizing viral toxic buildups. So when we talk about viral, we're talking about That's just a symptom. The virus is a symptom of an overload of the bacteria. So when we learn this, we start to look at things a little bit differently. Viruses, can't catch them in the air. That's something our body's creating from the overload of bacteria. And we always have bacteria. It's usually when there's an overload that the body's like, all right, we've had enough. We really need to detox. And, that's what we're gonna do. So get your mints, learn your mints, have mint always outside. See these guys here? They're already starting little brand new ones. Here's a new one. I chopped these all down. These weren't here like 4 days ago. They just started developing all these brand new little babies. So I can get probably 3 cuttings out of this a year. I still have a lot more of this chocolate mint in here. See, this is all chocolate mint. See how little it is? Chocolate mint. And they smell amazing. It smells like chocolate. And then here's your lemon balm is right here. I have to cut this back. It's already starting to go by. See, I need to chop this back. Probably tomorrow I'll come in and cut it down and hanging it up and try to get it in a dehydrator. And then we have a lot of stuff in here growing. Then we have our yarrow here. I'll talk about yarrow later on, but your yarrow's in the mint family. And then let's go over here into my garden. And what do we have here? This is all spearmint. And this stuff will take over like nobody's business. It's spearmint. It smells so nice. This is another one. I'll be cutting this back this week and hanging that to dry. And then we also have another mint, is your bee balm, which horse mint it's called. That one smells amazing too. To me it smells a little bit like oregano. But although everybody has different ways of smelling things. Oh, different smells for different things. Here is your oregano, another in the mint family. See the stalk has the little square. So you can tell a lot of your mints, that's kind of how I learned my mints. Even this here, your bee balm, look at the square, same thing, and this is a bigger stalk. So this is the mint. I won't talk too much. I'm already 12 minutes into this lovely little video about mints and bacteria. So I hope you got something out of this. This is basically how we take care of any bacterial infections is with our mints. You can make tea with these, you can make extracts with them, you can cook with them, you can bake with them. I like making the extracts with them because you can add it to whatever you want. So that's it, folks. I just wanted to show you some of these lovely plants. This will bloom. This will be a beautiful red flower on the top. This is the horse mint bee balm, and the bees love it. So there you go. Some more beautiful herbs here. Learn your mints. They're not just for tea. They're actually very medicinal, edible, medicinal, Save them, dry them for the winter. I believe our ancestors used the mints a lot for fevers, definitely. I know I have. All right, I'll sign off. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Peace.